Assalamu alaikum, YouTube. What's cracking? It's your angry biracial back with another video. This video is going to be a little bit different, right? A lot of people find it hard to believe that before I was the angry biracial, I was extremely pro-black. I was pro-black as shit. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was fist in the air, black power, blackity black, 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 the black foundation, the black family, the black man, the black woman raising the black children. I was all about that revolutionary shit. That's why I laugh at a lot of these fucking kings. You know, that come on my channel. I want to say, what have you done for the black community? Why are you speaking all this shit? I'm like, bro, you have no fucking clue what I have done. No fucking clue what I have been through. No fucking clue at all. I wasn't one of those Facebook revolutionaries just running my mouth. I was out there in the streets, marching, protesting, and then buying land and then building. I made an entire plan for a revolution so we can take over one small city at a time. So it'll be a black-owned city. And then from there, we would use our farms as an economic engine to gain political power in these small cities and thus enhance our voting block and our lobbying power with that voting block. I had it all laid out when I was putting that shit in action. You know, it's like I wasn't one of you fuckheads online just running your mouth and talking about who's black and who's this. I was a foot soldier putting in the work. Now, I can't show a lot of those videos because in those videos I have weapons and I'm marching with the new Black Panther Party and we're doing training shit. You know, matter of fact, I'll make a Facebook group. In that Facebook group, I'll put a link on my community tab. Y'all can go in there and you can see a lot of the work that I've actually put in. A lot of the shit I did. A lot of the groups I was affiliated with. But we're gonna go over some of the videos. These videos are like minor baby videos that I can show, you know what I mean? And then I'm gonna talk about what made me turn away from that path, what made me become the angry biracial, right? Let's start with a video of me at a march. And you can see that even in this march, I was a lot more militant than everyone else there. Stop in.
All right, man, it's just seemed like me again right here marching. Man, we're representing. There's some black power movement out here, man. Man, we got these pigs out everywhere. Smiling at us, talking to us like they our friends all of a sudden. It's a war out here, man. We got to get it started and get it going.
You see how different my mindset was? I was extremely militant. I was ready to go to fucking war. But despite all that, I'm marveling at the fact that I had no gray in my beard. I was a lot thinner then, a lot skinnier, and I had no gray in my beard. It's like I've had my gray fucking for the past 20 years almost, you know?
We're gonna march all around this place. Hold on, I'm crossing over some stuff. But I'm kind of falling behind on the march a little bit. We gotta speed up. I'm kind of out of breath from talking, but we marched around the State House and around the Capitol out here. So we still got about an hour left in the march, but out here we're making the presence. Just see Malamine, collect the Black People's Movement. Assalamu alaikum.
Oh yeah, I was a part of a big group called the Collective Black People's Movement. And I'll get invited to go speak. I was part of the Black Farmers Association because I owned a farm, and I knew how to drill my own wells. I taught myself. I knew how to build a solar panel system. So I would go around. And I would teach other Black farmers for it wasn't for free, but it was very affordable. How to put together a solar panel system because I had to get compensated for my travel time. And to help them get the equipment. So normally all that shit would cost someone like $3,000 or $4,000. I would do it for less than $1,000. I'm like, look, because I knew the Black farmers didn't have a lot of money, and most of them were Black women, single Black women with their kids who bought farms to homestead, to get away from the cities and just to find some peace. A lot of them were coming out of bad relationships and they just wanted peace. And they found peace in owning land and homesteading. And I would come out there and I know they didn't have a lot of money. So I was like, just pay for my gas and maybe a hotel and some food for me. Maybe like $300-400. And I would go out there and I would set up your entire solar panel system for you. Because again, that was how dedicated I was. I was like, the more black people that we have owning land and building farms and profiting off the farm, the better off our community was. It wasn't about me getting rich. It never was about that. It's about me helping who I thought were my people at the time, right? It was about me being in the ground, using my skills to better my community. And of course, I needed some money because I needed to get there. You know, I had just gotten married. You know, my wife was pregnant. Excuse me. My wife was pregnant with our first child. And my wife and I were going through some issues ourselves because, you know, we were two strangers who just got married. You've seen that show, Married at First Sight? That's pretty much how me and my wife got married. We met on a Muslim dating site. And then 2 weeks later, we're getting married. Complete fucking strangers. So we had a lot of issues that we were trying to sort out. And then I was also deep in the pro-black community, doing all kinds of shit, right? So, but I got kind of off track. Let's dive back in.
And this march is, you know, coming at a different part of the march. So I caught up a little bit with stopping up here in the corner. But this march is all well and good, but ain't gonna change nothing. So these devils don't understand nothing but violence. But alright. I'm gonna change the camera view up here again if I make another video. So I'll see y'all in a minute. Alright, well, we stopped here. We'll have some speakers, and everyone's talking about, you know, boycotting Black Friday, using all spending power, sticking in these devils' pockets. So that's where we at right now. That's where we at right now. Here we are.
Looking back on this, it's like going fucking back in time. Because now I've been the angry biracial for so long. I've stepped so far away from all that. That's like, I can't believe that I was once so entrenched in being pro-black and building and trying to uplift and fight for a group of men and women, but it was mostly men, the black men, that hated my guts because I'm biracial. I always made a point that no matter what I did, I'm just fucking a biracial, tragic mulatto. Oh, that we can't trust you because you're half Arab and the Arab slave trade. I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with me? I'm right here. I worked my ass off, spent all the money I had to buy land, to build something for fucking us. I'm marching, I'm building, I'm traveling, I'm using my skills to better the community. I'm buying. I had a fucking hotline, and black women would call and say they needed help, they needed baby clothes, they needed a place to stay. I would pay for hotel rooms, I would buy baby clothes, I was giving fucking plasma, working side jobs to come up with fucking more money to give to my community, to give to a group of people that I thought was my fucking people. I was exhausted all the fucking time, traveling everywhere, building, helping people build, teaching, uplifting. And at the end of the day of being so exhausted, just to hear some fucking king, some colorist motherfucker to say, you're not black enough. And yes, that took a fucking toll on me. Y'all don't understand. That fucking took a toll on me. But before I get into that, though, let's watch some more. I got a lot of videos to show, man. And I'll show some of my Facebook. I made my Facebook private after I started to blow up on YouTube, because I do have a lot of personal family pictures on there and a lot of shit. And a lot of it is my old pro-black stuff. Let's continue.
Hold out, so trying to hurry and get this going.
Skip some of this.
But show it up today. But keep y'all posted. Something got to add in though in my video. We got to remember, in our rage against white supremacy. We can't alienate those that stand with us. We can't alienate the non-blacks that stand with us. So here's some more shots.
That's enough of that. I can't. I cringe looking back at that now, man. But let's move on to something else.
Brother Dwight, I'm gonna be out here for the.
Now, let's not do that one, because later on that night, from that march, I went here. I continued marching all day, right? In this video, this is Columbus Police Department. They're on horses, and they were getting ready to try to disperse us. They don't understand that I was so committed for the cause. I was dressed like I was dressed in the other video. I had on the black beret, black jacket underneath that. I had on a military vest, boots, black BDU bottoms. I had knives, machetes, and I was strapped. I was ready to go. And they don't understand is I was ready to lay my life down on the fucking line if those cops would have charged. That's how about it I was. That's how ready I was to fight the fucking power. I was like real life dead fucking presidents. I was ready to go. That's how committed I was, right? And it was just, and looking back at it, it's fucking scary. How I was so ready to throw away my life. I was just married. My wife was just pregnant, but I was so committed to this fucking to this fucking movement that didn't like me because I'm biracial. I was trying so hard to be accepted. I was willing to throw away my life. And I was, again, looking back at it, it's really fucking scary how far into it I was.
Right now! How we fight for justice! How we fight for liberation! Right now!
Man, I remember that night too, man. My heart was racing. You know, I had my hand in my jacket. I was standing there. My heart was pumping, man. I was ready, man. And again, it was scary how ready I was. It was fucking scary. I scared myself just thinking about it.
Owner and founder of the Keebler community, out here on Keebler community land.
This was the land I purchased. I started off with 10 acres, and eventually I had 23 acres. And I bought 3 acres of cotton field, and then I started turning it into intentional community, which I mostly housed and taught and educated and Black women on how to farm and homestead. But that's a different video. But this was one of me telling America, fuck you for everything that you did to my people, you know?
And I'm out here to make a statement today. America, fuck you. Fuck you for everything you did to my people who look like me, to my ancestors. Fuck you for the 400 years of oppression and slavery. Fuck you for continuing to murder us and destroy us and kill us in these streets. Fuck you for destroying the black family. Fuck you for emasculating the black man. Fuck you just for being you racist piece of shit.
And I was serious too. Look at my face. My voice was shaking when I was saying those words.
A Keebler community, we are separating from you. We're unplugging ourselves from this racist system that was built to keep us down. We are no longer going to finance our own oppression by paying into a system that is meant to destroy us. And today, we have our own flag, our own land, our own nation that we are building.
I'm gonna skip
for
through
our
this.
own people. Has oppressed our people for far too long. This red, white, and blue has killed our people for far too long. This red, white, and blue, these stars and stripes, is a symbol of white supremacy. It's a symbol of our oppression. And we are no longer saluting to that. We are no longer going to be a part of that. We are freeing ourselves from that. Have our own flag on our own flagpole. There's no wind right now, so it can't blow in all its glory and brilliance. We have it. Maybe one day, if you're blessed, you'll see it fly.
All right, man.
My bad. I'm looking for another video.
I'll leave this flag here until I burn it. These stars and stripes, the symbol of white supremacy, is not worth the cloth it's printed on.
Team Alameen again.
I think this might be it. Hold on. It might be the other video. No, this is the video where I talked about how I was driving down there and we were pulled over by a whole bunch of white Georgia cops who accused us of being drug dealers. And they and I was fucking baffled. They searched our car. Of course, they didn't find any drugs. And I told them I own this property down here.
I'm liking
they didn't
everybody.
believe it.
Just see Alameen back out here again, ready to get some more.
This is the one to where I burnt the flag, and I was, there was a brother that volunteered. He was a Muslim brother. I'm not gonna say his name, but he was really scared, to burn the flag. He was like, well, why burn the flag out here, man? You're gonna get us in trouble, invite trouble down here. Me, I wasn't afraid. I was ready for the fight. I wanted it, But that's how far gone I was in the pro-black stuff.
Working. Well, see what we got right here. We got this stripes. I'm gonna burn it. Get this started. That's what I think of America. What they have done to our people. They continue to do to our people. It's for the,
and all this, it was about disassociating ourselves from symbols that were historically and currently oppressive to the black people. Symbols that had so many black people fucking brainwashed and serving their enemy, essentially. I figured the best way to do that is to burn these fucking old symbols and have our own flag that represented us. I designed my own flag that I flew above my land. And that was the flag that represented me and my community and those building with me, those living here, those fighting this revolution. So this was something that we did often. And it was to try to deprogram centuries of programming, centuries of loving a country that hated us.
watch that bad boy burn. This is what liberation for us means. Cutting the ties of slavery, cutting the things that bind us and keep us oppressed, buying land, building our own communities, getting our own flag and doing our own thing. I got to put some of this grass out, getting on fire. So grass catching on fire. We gotta put that out, but let's continue to burn. May America burn in hell for all it's done for us, to our people.
I was doing this on land that I owned, right? And again, I'm about to get into why I stepped away from this, but I'm pretty sure you guys can already figure it out. But I had a Facebook group, right, called a Keep Along Community Inc. That was us. It only has 13 members now, but before I had several thousand, and we were building left and right? And hold on, let me scroll through here while I'm talking to y'all. And these are videos of me building, of me drilling wells, of me planting, planting crops, of me. I bought RVs and I was fixing in this particular video right here. I was fixing a trailer.
I'm walking on the supports.
I was fixing a trailer of a sister who was living in it out there, right? You know, and there's just
There's
all
soft
kinds
spots.
of
I don't want
things.
my knee to go through the roof.
There's all kinds of things that we did. You know, there were sisters.
Assalamu alaikum all. Biracial Alameen out here in the orchard.
I was teaching sisters how to plant in the orchard, how to grow trees, how to live self-sustaining lives. There was just so much stuff that we did because I was so into being pro-black. I was so into building, so into separating that. Look, let me tell you the plan that I had, right? The plan that I was getting ready to put into motion, that I actually started putting into motion. And this plan, it wasn't like an overnight plan. Like, here's some more pictures. I'm gonna let them play out as I'm telling you this, right? Matter of fact, so the plan was for us to have the land, and we needed at least 150 people. I had enough land there, and I was raising money. I was working side jobs. I was giving fucking plasma. I was so into trying to raise so much money to get this community together that I was willing to sell one of my fucking testicles because they're offering me like $20-something thousand to sell a fucking testicle. You know what I mean? You know, and I was like, I can use that money to build for my community, to free my people, to have an intentional community and start our own fucking city. But thank Allah, I didn't sell my testicle. Woo. Thank Allah, I did not do that, right? But I had my wife. She had to talk me down because you know I was ready to go. I was ready. You know what I mean? I can't believe I was even thinking about that, right? But anyway, like, yeah, I was leaving here, right? But anyway, this is an older picture, but I didn't upload it until later. But I lost my fucking train of thought. One thing about selling a testicle and talking to my okay, this was a plan. We need at least 150 people, and we had that. And they were starting to move to Sandersville, Georgia, and then into Bartow, and they were pitching tents on the land. At least I found a picture of the tents. They were pitching tents on the land because we had to prove that they lived here. This was their new residence. Once we did that, we would sign a charter petitioning for this 23 acres of land to become our new city. The city will be called Al-Kibalon Community, right? Yeah, we were pitching tents. Here was some of the tents. We had a lot more than that, right? You know, and it'll be called Al-Kibalon Community, be our city. And once we have a legally funded city in that state, we have access to state funds to start building up the city, state funds to fund our own police force that will be employed by us. That would be our own police force. There was a group that actually did this that we were modeling off of. There's a documentary on Netflix called Wild Wild Country, right? And they actually did this shit. And they're mostly white people in like an Indian cult, but you know, but we were trying to emulate that, right? And then after we formed that, we would use the city funds to get our farms up and running. And then we would use our farms as an economic engine. I bought an old abandoned building there. I turned it into a storefront. We were selling crops. We had people there doing art. We were doing all kinds of stuff and selling it. And we took a page out of the new Black Panthers, out of the original Black Panthers handbook, and started making food bags, giving them to all the local poor out there. We were giving rides, helping people, fixing people's problems so we can garner the love. We can garner the love and attention and admiration of the local community. So they would vote for us. So that they would have our side. We can form a fucking huge voting block that was more than just the 150 people that founded the city of New Akibalon, right? Of Akibalon community, right? And the goal was to then elect one of our own to be the sheriff of one of the small neighboring cities. So we have our own city of Akibalon, and we have our own sheriff there. And then we will use the political power and all the good faith that we garnered by helping out, because we wanted to do that area because it was predominantly Black. So we went to a predominantly black small southern town and take over by electing one of our own to be the sheriff there. So then we essentially took over the police force by having one of our own that was loyal to our community as the sheriff there. That give us a lot more power and leeway to build and enhance and further spread our fingers everywhere, right? And then we would do the same thing, elect someone into every branch of government in that small city, back someone to be the governor, the mayor, the treasury, the head of the school board. So essentially we will take over that small town without ever firing a bullet, without ever doing anything violent. We'll take over that town. And around that area, a bunch of small fucking towns. There's Sandersville, there was Bartow, there was Louisville, all types of small southern Georgia towns that we would eventually, our goal was to control all of them. And once we controlled all of them, we would have a voting block. We'll start off with maybe like 100,000 people strong of a voting block. And with that, we couldn't do too much, but it's still something. It still can be the tipping point. We would go to that state senator. We will go to someone, that's running for anything and say, hey, if you want our voting block of 150,000 votes, these are the laws you need to pass for us. This is stuff you need to do for us, for our people. Are we not going to get our votes? Our 150,000 votes will go elsewhere. That was the plan, to garner the power, to build the land, to form this new city and take over all the small cities using political power, step by step by step. It wasn't an overnight plan. This plan was supposed to, come to fruition in like a span of 10 years, that we would have several cities underneath our belt. We will have planted sheriffs. I mean, the U.S. government does the same thing overseas. They take over, but they do it violently. They install puppet governments in all kinds of other countries, and then they control that fucking country through the puppet government. That was our same thing. That was my plan, to install a puppet government in that small city, starting with the sheriff's department. Elect one of our own, use their own political system against them, elect one of our own to be the sheriff of that city. And then we essentially control the police force. And anyone that's trying to protest against us, whatever, we can lock them up, get rid of them legally. And if a lot of people try to come out and protest us and march on us, we would have people in every branch of government in that small fucking 10,000 people strong town. But we'll still have access to fucking state troopers. We'll have access to everyone to come out and help us and lock away these motherfuckers. And that was a huge deterrent as far as safety. A lot of people were concerned. They're like, oh, will they bomb Black Wall Street? What's to stop them from doing that to us? Electing our own sheriff, having our own state-funded police department that we control. That would stop anyone. So I had it all planned and mapped out. But then I decided, I just backed away. I stopped. Now I stopped for several reasons. The main reason was I was so sick and tired. I'm just being told that I'm not enough. So sick and tired of being told that I'm a biracial. I'm a tragic mulatto. They can't trust me because I'm an Arab. Yet, because I'm half Arab in the Arab slave trade, right? And despite all the work I was doing, everything that was done so far, it was from me and my hard work. I didn't get in a lot of donations. I maybe get like $500 here, a couple $100 here. The vast majority was from me busting my ass, working my ass up. Again, I was even giving fucking plasma to try to get money to do what I had to do to build this community, to get these farms up. I threw all my savings account at it, and no matter what I did, the fact that I was biracial always kept coming up. And I'm like, all this is my plan that I put in place. Everyone's living off me. I'm working hard. I'm teaching. I'm putting all I have into this. And yet, because I'm biracial, because you're a fucking colorist, you hate my guts, And then it came to the point where so many black men didn't want to be a part of it unless they could own some of the land. And the fact that I didn't want to let them own any of my land, they didn't want to help. I'm like, what? It was just so fucking much that I said, you know what? I got tired. And I had to shut it all down. I shut it all down. You know, I refunded as much money as I could to a lot of people that invested in it, and I shut it down. And not only that, but I was getting phone calls from the FBI. I had you know, because they were taking notice of us. I had the FBI asking, you know, they wanted me to be their fucking bitch. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that shit. You know, they wanted, you know, there were certain, people that they were very interested in that were a part of my community. Certain hardcore Black Panthers that were about my brothers. I told them to fuck off, you know. So I was getting a lot of heat from a lot of different places, but I didn't mind the heat from the law. You know, I've been on these streets my entire life. I was used to that. I was like, whatever, fuck y'all. You know, I was more concerned about the betrayal. I felt betrayed. I felt backstabbed. So I said, all right, you're right. I'm just biracial. You're right. I'm not a black man. I'm just a biracial man. And fuck y'all. And the angry biracial was born. 100%. But then I also felt a sense of peace. When I stopped trying to prove myself to people, when I stopped trying to say, yes, I am black enough. Yes, my father is black. I felt peace and relief when I said, yes, I'm biracial. I'm proud of that. I'm not a black man. I'm biracial. And I'm tired of trying to pretend to be something I'm not. I'm tired of trying to beg y'all for acceptance. I'm tired of working my fingers to the bone, plotting and planning and doing everything I can to enhance our people. Yet all y'all can think about is my skin tone, is the fact that I didn't come from the womb of a black woman. It is the fact that I only have one black parent. I was so sick, you know, and for days, man, I was frustrated. I was angry. And then I just let it all go. I gave it to a law. Like, yeah, I'm biracial. And I've never been happier. And there's been times, man, I'm not gonna lie, that I've missed all that. That I wanted to get so far into it. I get people, you know, I get other pro-black groups that heard about me, heard about a Keep Along community. They call me all the time. They email me, inbox, say, hey man, you know, we can really use someone with your expertise and skill. We know that you were doing good things with a Keep Along community. You built a lot of stuff. You had, you know, can you help us? And I'm like, no, that's not my fight no more. I don't want to get sucked back into that because I don't want everything I did and was doing to be invalidated just because I'm biracial. And I'm keeping 100. Black women were most of the ones that were out there building, that picked up shovels and that were building. You saw that sister? She was one of many that came out there. They'll bring their sons out there. I'll teach their sons how to do stuff, how to drill wells. And it just broke my heart, man. It broke my heart. And I had to let it go. I even had people recently ask me if I would do it and build another place like that, but just focus on black women. And the thing is with me, when I'm invested, I'm invested. I get deep into it. So yeah, my green screen, I'm trying to get it connected. So it's never mind in the back. It's kind of crap right now. I get deep into it, man. And it's hard. Once I always go 100% in everything I do. So I'm afraid to dive back into something and give it 100% just for the same thing to happen. You know, and that's why when I went into the golden sphere, I was ready to do the same thing. I'm like, well, this is biracial people. These are actually my people. You know, I'm biracial. They're biracial. Let me build something for my people so that'll be ours. And my people are not going to tell me that I'm not biracial enough. And little did I know that's exactly what the fuck they did. They fucking hated my guts. I went into the golden sphere. I was trying to uplift. I was trying to build. I was talking about we can do this. I was making pro-biracial music, writing pro-biracial books, just doing everything I fucking could just to be shit on again. You know, just to be told I'm not enough again, just to be bashed again. I was like, fuck, you know. And I come to realize that a man with my drive, with my ambition, with my eagerness, you know, to get something done, once I put my eyes on something, I'm going to get it done. And people have told me that I'm really aggressive, like, but not in like a physical, violent way. I can be that way, but as far as getting shit done, I will get it done. And if you ain't helping me, I'm gonna walk over you to get it done, 100%. But anyway, I'm just rambling on. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm tired, but I wanted to share that part of my life with y'all because y'all didn't. A lot of people don't understand how pro-black I used to be, and how I turned it. I had turned it off. I've done so much, man. And I'm not trying to brag because as a Muslim, we don't like talking this cough. I don't like talking about my good deeds because it invalidates them. I did it for the sake of my people and for the sake of Allah, right? I did so much for so many people behind the scenes. I've man, it's and to think that it was all for nothing. They was all thrown away. All that hard work. I don't even own that land anymore. I had to get rid of it. And because I was like, there's a lot of reasons why I got rid of it. I talked about that in another video, but I was just glad to get rid of it because I didn't want nothing to do with that part of my life anymore. Because I didn't want to be put in a position to where no matter how that I was sacrificing so much to prove I was enough for some other group of people, right? And I would never do that again. Never am I going to bootlick, scrape, and fucking try to convince some other group of people that I'm enough to be part of the group. And it felt fucking amazing to not have to do that anymore, to be biracial and proud, But anyway, I'll do another video on that. But yeah, maybe I'll reopen up that group. I don't know, because it wouldn't take much for me. I'm not even gonna think about that because I'm not going there again. I'll say it wouldn't take much for me to be all back in there. I had tons of investors I can contact, and my name is very good in those circles because I had a lot of proof of what I was building, what I was doing. But I don't want to go there again. But anyway, let me know your thoughts, man. Y'all be safe. Hakuna Matata.
It's angry biracial.